Hello, everybody. My name is Derek Peterson. I'm the president of Hope Holdings. Today, I'm pleased to announce a new product we just released late last week, early September 2019, called Ditto Page. Ditto Page is a web archiving system. Web archives are a very important feature service for the internet because they provide a backup for content. Especially today, a lot of content is being removed, memory hold, from the internet, either through banning or blocking of websites. Europe and China, obviously North Korea, a lot of these other countries are blocking particular websites that have content on them that these folks don't want other people to hear about, right, or to read for whatever reason. And so they'll block these sites from being able to be seen in their country. So there's no way to share this information. Sometimes these websites are just being outright taken down at the ISP level or domain level or hosting, or just somehow attacking the ownership or threatening the ownership in some way. So there's all different ways that this content is being removed from the internet. These websites, are being taken down. Another big factor that archives are great at is getting around all of the detection and spying that happens on a lot of these websites that you're visiting. Okay. When you share a link in social network about, to some article someplace, then that's all being tracked. When you go to these other websites, there's tons of trackers on these other websites that are keeping track of you and your IP address and then where you go after that and what you're doing. And they track all of this. Even sites on the right that are, some of them are, conspiracy minded type sites that should know better, that talk about these things and should know better or do know better, but they're being very lazy and inconsiderate in doxing all of their users. Okay. It's not good. Okay. It's not good at all. We need to be wiser than that. Also, it's dangerous. I mean, some of these sites might not be blocked or banned, but, the governments might be monitoring these sites in some way. So you share a link to some Christian site in China, innocently, and then this person goes and looks at this content. Next thing you know, they're getting the door knocked on, and who else do you know that's a Christian? Come on down and talk to us about this, right? And and then bad things happen. Okay. So that's a serious problem, okay? And it's not a joke, okay? And it really frustrates me when these sites that should know better are doing absolutely nothing to protect people and endangering people, okay? In the future, who knows what they're going to be doing with these lists, right? I'm sure it's not good, but we're literally handing over all of this information to people that want to take away the guns, that want Christians to shut up about talking about stuff, that don't believe in free speech, et cetera, okay? And we're handing over all of this information to them, okay, right now. So we need to be smarter than that. So, and then the other reason why archives are important are sharing this information with other folks. Like I was saying, you don't want to get people in trouble for looking at it. Sometimes they can't get to it because the site's blocked or banned. The current archives, like archive.org or this archive.is or .today, and they have a bunch of different domains attached to this little network. What they do is when they do an archive, they're actually taking in all of the web content, okay, the HTML and the code and things. So you can see these are actual live links, okay? So, they're actually pulling in all this stuff onto their site and backing it all up, which has some good points. But I don't like it because you can't really share this. I mean, the whole point is trying to share this content with other people. So, all the country has to do is just block this URL or track this URL and say, okay, what are they looking at on this site? Trying to be sneaky, trying to get around us. And so it's kind of an easy way to, doesn't do much good, I don't think. It provides a backup for the content, sure. But again, eventually they just take this website down and then it's all lost, okay? So what we did is, we created each of our pages. Whenever someone does a ditto, we call them, it takes an image of the actual web page. Okay. So, for example, this would be called the profile page for this particular URL here. Okay, so this is the URL for this website, and that someone did a ditto for. It shows the first time the ditto was taken, and it shows the most recent, the last time the ditto was taken. It shows the total number of dittos that were taken for this URL. This one only has one, obviously. If there was more, you'd see a whole list here of other dittos, the top one being the most recent. And then so you just click on that link or the image, and then here you actually have a JPEG, a large JPEG image of that whole web page that you can share. You just put it as an attachment in a post somewhere, or you can send it an email or whatever, right? You can share this image easily. It's just a normal JPEG image. Click download, it downloads to your desktop, or hit right click and download whatever, and downloads to your desktop. It actually has it embedded on top of this image. This is something we add here at the top. This top part here that says Ditto page, we add this here. It's like a little timestamp and record for this particular ditto. So you can see here it shows the URL that this ditto resides on, which would be this URL here. Okay, and then it shows the date and time that the ditto was taken. And then it shows here the original URL from which this ditto was taken. Okay, the direct URL. And again, you can share this, as a normal image anywhere on the internet. Okay. Right now, they probably can't do a lot about it for tracking. In the future, I'm sure with all the AI that's coming, they're going to be able to see this URL and then track it. We're going to obfuscate these URLs with a bunch of background images up in this header, so the AI has a harder time reading these URLs. But we don't need to worry about that just yet. But that's our plan, right? And so that's how it works basically. You can take a ditto of any page. You just come here, type in, put in the copy and paste the URL. I'll do one here in a second and show you. Do a ditto, and it'll take an image. Okay, and then you can search for dittos. Just do a search for any. It'll search any portion. Like if you just type in jihad, or you type in info, or type in wars, it'll find all the URLs. It searches by URL. It's not searching title, so it's searching all the URLs for that, for that particular exact match search. Okay. So again, current archives do the code and everything. They do a screenshot, but it's a very small. It's not a full page screenshot. It's just a very small portion of the page. So it's not really something you could share entirely. Okay. So let's take a snapshot. Let's take a screen grab here. So we're on InfoWars. And so you can take any URL. Let's take, I don't know, good old Beto. All the good news here on InfoWars. So we copy that URL. You can paste it over here. And then you just hit ditto. And then here you have, here we go. And here we have the image for Mr. Beto, for his page, okay? So you can see it takes this full JPEG, full image of the whole thing, even the comments, everything. And again, you don't need to do a ditto every single time, right? If you do a ditto for a page that already exists, then it's just going to bring you to the profile page. Okay. And if you see there's just been one taken like 15 minutes ago or something, there's no need to take another ditto of it. But if the comments have been changed or the article's been updated or whatever, then take another ditto. Okay. But you'll see the whole list here again, of all the dittos for this particular URL. And again, you just take this image right here. It shows the exact time, 8:03 p.m. September 15th, and it shows a ditto page URL, and it shows the InfoWars, direct URL. Okay. So that's basically all there is to that. We've made it so that we've added some other features. We're going to make this so actually on all the Fediverse sites, and we're actually making some extensions for all the Fediverse sites in general, so people can actually add this feature right to their post. So whenever you send a URL in a post, share a URL in your social network, instead of having a link going off the social network and then, where all these sites are going to track you, right? Let me show you an example. Okay. So here we're on InfoWars. So let's look here at the Brave browser. So here's all the cross-site trackers that are being blocked currently when I load this page. Okay, this is just the Brave browser. So we got Google Manager. They have Google, right? CloudFront, which I think is a CDN or like a DDoS protection. QuantServe, which I think is some sleazy ads. Facebook, Hotjar, which is enemy marketing site, I think. Liberty CDN, obviously it's some CDN. InfoWars, I'm not sure. I'm sure that's one of their websites. Anyway, you get the idea, right? So all this information is being shared with these other services about all the visitors that come to InfoWars, okay? So instead of sending links and then coming back to the website all the time, I know this is going to make them mad because that's, they want to sell advertising and sell products, so they want you to come to their website. But hey, Alex, clean up your website. Stop reporting on everybody that goes to your site, right? And but even then, people shouldn't do it, right? Take an archive and share it like that, okay? It's just smarter in this world that we're living in now. Share the image. It's the information that's getting out there that's important. Listen to the radio show, get a VPN, and go buy some products, right? Whatever. But when you're sharing this content, don't share links on social network that people are going to get tracked, that Twitter's tracking, saying, okay, this guy likes InfoWars. He clicks on a lot of InfoWars links. They're recording all of that information, and they're making lists, okay? I don't want to sound like a paranoid nut, but I think we've all been proven right that we're paranoid nuts here over the last couple of years, and it's getting worse, okay? So take a Ditto, make an image, and then share it, right? It's a much better way to do it, okay? And we've made it very easy. InfoWars, if they really cared about this sort of thing, they could make this super easy for their users, right? Anybody can. We have a way here where you can just add. You can add a little iframe. If you don't like an iframe, we have another little code snippet we're going to add here probably tomorrow, where you can just, it's just a little code that, basically all it does, you click on I'll show you an example. Jihad Watch has it on their site already. So you just go to any article on Jihad Watch. They just put this up at the very end of last week, so they need to improve this image. But here, if you click on this image right here, I won't do it because I think it'll break my recorder. I already tried it once, and it makes this thing all freak out. But you click on this image here, and it'll automatically send this URL and submit it back to Ditto page and submit it here and run a Ditto, right? And so it actually launch whenever you click on that little button, it'll just make a Ditto automatically off the website. And so anybody can just come here, grab this code, snip it on in their WordPress site or whatever, right? And it's going to take a full Ditto of that particular page and then save it here. Okay, very easy. All they're going to do is just, it's a button that pops up that says Ditto page. Just click Ditto page, and then boom, it takes a snapshot of that page. Okay, it's very easy for their users, okay, to do that. And they have a backup of their content, and they're going to get more eyeballs like that than they would by clicking in the long run. So it's better for these site owners, I think, to use these archive type systems and not just always be focused on driving people back to their website all the time. If they really care about sharing the information, that's what they would do. So that's basically all it is. No business model attached to it at all, obviously. For copyright type stuff, you can't have any kind of business model attached to anything like this. So we have no business model. There's no payment system here at all. It's just a feature we added that we're building, because I think it's important. And so we kind of made it up, figured out the tech, made a bunch of tweaks to it, and then built it over the last 3 to 4 weeks. We're still fine tuning it. It does about 95, 96, 97% of websites that are out there, but some websites have very sophisticated tools for blocking these, browser proxies that we send out. So we're coming up with ways to get around that to make it look even more like a real user, so they can't recognize us, and we can still take a picture of their page. So That's Ditto page, ditto.page. Also, we're going to have dittopage.com linking there. But ditto.page is the main URL. So go make some dittos. Again, I'm Derek Peterson from Hope Holdings. Thanks. Bye.